Hi there, it's nice to be back, and this is the third episode of How to Master Your Neo 2, which is this right here. And I hope that you have watched already episodes before this, because this is going to take quite a big leap from what we left at episode 2. I believe that you have had good time training those moves. Basic moves for normal flying with this, with normal controller, but also basic moves for FPV flying. And what we are going to be talking about this time, they seem to be quite simple, and they are actually. But those moves, if you really get them properly done, are going to change your flying completely. So let's get into this. So, I hope that you have been prepared for this time, because I'm going to be talking a little bit about spins, what you can do and how you can alter those. And then, of course, I'm going to be mostly talking about the loops, which are going to be like that. But how those loops can actually change the way that you are flying is when we are talking more about power loops. So this is when you go forwards, then you go up, and there's something where you go up and around, and then you go back underneath. That is surprisingly difficult, but also when you go, well, I'm going to do it with this hand. When you go over something and then go backwards. This is forward loop, but also you need to do backwards flying. And this is something that is surprisingly difficult to maintain. It's easy to do with Easy Acro with your motion controller, so that when you're flying and then you change the direction and then you go fly backwards. But you can do this also yourself. You will just need to tilt the drone backwards, not to give too much of throttle so that it won't go up, but just enough so that it will go fluently backwards, and then you can take it up if you want to. But learning that is going to give you the possibility to go from forward loop and then forwards, to go forward loop, and then down, backwards, and up again, if you wish. Those things will be quite interesting to learn. But also when you go up and then you come back down and then backwards, that's also something quite interesting. And why I told you at the beginning why this is going to change the way that you fly is that those tricks alone, when done simply like that, kind of simply, they will open endless possibilities for you to variate those moments. When you're going up here, then you can do spin in midway. When you're going up here and you go around, then you can do spin and continue the other way. There are countless possibilities. When you go around, then you come fast down, and then you can do spin on the way back down and continue flying through something. Simple things, kind of, but you will just need to be very well prepared for those tricks. And I'm showing here I have been training these two tricks quite a bit. It's quite a bit different to actually do the loop or even power loop and then continue closer to the ground than just to do it around something or other way around. But it is, it is quite risky for this kind of a drone. I have had some scratches here and little dents, but nothing's been broken so far. So, let's have the controller. You know, when you're doing the power loop, you will need to, of course, pull the nose up with this stick, and then you will need to accelerate so that pull the throttle or push the throttle so that it will start to rise and turn, and then you just turn until it is upside down, and then you will take off the throttle and you will continue on turning the drone around. When you can see the ground a little bit, you keep turning and then you slowly start to push the throttle up again to gain your movement. This is the moment when you don't want to too little or too much. So your goal is to gain the normal flight again. And why you are taking the throttle off when you're upside down is that when you have throttle blasting, the drone will be going down, and you don't want to have that. So you're not just pulling this all the way back and pushing this all the way up, because it's just gonna go berserk. So you need. And for spin, when we want to do spin, you can do the opposite directions with the sticks or at the same direction with the sticks. You'll need to do it a little bit, the throttle a little bit up and this little bit horizontal, so that because of the drone is a little bit facing, the nose is facing towards the ground, it will compensate so that it can turn in that position. How much you need is completely up to your angle, what kind of angle you have. When you go into the spin, I usually go opposite directions. You know, you can start it slowly or quickly, but then you need to go faster when you go upside down. When you come back, you want to slowly stop the movement, the rotating. So, of course, it's easiest just to go from one and then you have rotated. It's good to get used to that, but once you want to have that kind of smooth coming back to what you're doing, you want to a little bit ease on both of the sticks. Yeah, good morning. I'm here with my Neo in my backpack and I'm gonna do some training. So there's gap without so many of branches, and there's a gap behind me where you have kind of a loop so that I have something that I can go around, and you can see that I'm going around something. And I'm planning on doing forwards flip through that and then backing up to this field, and then of course power loop, and then I'm going to try to do the same power loop at there. So, and then I'm gonna do some nice filming because it is getting quite beautiful morning. So basic trick training, and you're gonna see how I'm going with that. I had a couple of crashes, which is part of the deal. The snow is hard, but nothing happened to the drone, and it just got a little bit dirty somewhere and a little bit wet, but I just wiped it off. As you can see from these several attempts, and I have been doing this for a while now, every now and then, It is not that easy, as you probably would have thought. Power loop is, I'm still too hasty with that. But I did manage to get it somehow working, but then I hit those little branches, little trees underneath. And then I did manage to get forward loop and then get it to be coming down and backwards. And I trained it a lot. I really like the effect, how it looks, and it takes quite a bit to learn to get accustomed to when you are flying backwards, or let alone when you're coming down and then backwards. Backwards is kind of easy, but especially when you're coming down and you're kind of sinking down in the somewhere. You have this sensor here, and when you start it to see it, it is 5 meters above the ground. Then it's 4 meters when it's yellow, and then it is less than 1.5 meters when it is red. And that's a great indicator. But when you're coming down, it goes down quite quickly, and that's also something what you would like to have when you're coming down these trees, because then you will get really that, like you're sinking and then you're moving away. And it takes several attempts to actually make it happen. I'm here at my favorite spot. I'm gonna do some freestyle here, or at least training. And as I've told you, these workouts that I'm doing, they're a little bit more advanced than just normal loops or flips. Well, flips are kind of still similar, but I'm gonna do some training to go up and down those trees, and then proceed on trying to get that forward loop and then coming backwards towards this tower, finally working. It is tough work, and that branch is about 5 meters, 6 meters up from the ground, so the clearance is quite not so high as I've been used to, but then again I'm going forwards of being able to do these even more cramped up spaces. So I'll need to adjust also the speed for that. But I'm just gonna take it off from here already. I'm just gonna push the record. There is some wind. I'm gonna put it in manual mode, and here we go. That's my target for today. And also here is my, yeah, not enough. Yeah. And then just a couple of times and then take it easy again. And then again, I'm gonna go past, up and back, and then, yeah, I think I would not have made it through here. So I'm gonna go past, up, and then through. Yeah, now I could have made it through that gap. Oh, but it is so nerve-wracking to think of that I would be able to do this, but I would really love to do that. Kind of go through here, and you need quite a bit of thrust to get over that and around. I'm gonna do that again. Now wind is a little bit picking up. Yeah, now I would have hit the branches. Whoa. Yeah, that's getting better. It's a little bit reckless, my flying. So I'm gonna do that again. I'm just gonna fly up here, get up, and I could see the branches. Yeah, now I could have been able to do it. And as you can see, there is something waiting me right behind that tree right here. And I don't want to be hitting that. And as you saw it from that clip, I've been also training that bit. So I'm just gonna see where I'm sitting. It is quite high up. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. But this is higher. I was doing this at here. Whoa. And that was too quick. I think I'm gonna count like... Yeah, going up, 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 back, back, and then through. It needs to be something like that. And then I'm gonna do it again. So up, up, back, back, and back, back, up again. Whoa! That's quite a bit more than I would have anticipated. So I'm gonna go through, up, up, back, and that was too near. Yeah, that's quite a bit of... So I'm gonna go from here. So it's up, 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 back, back. And I lost the control. Wow. Yeah, I'm almost chickening out. Let's see if there's gaps higher up so I can see if I can fit here through here, for example. Yeah, no way. But that was closer. I'm losing the battery now, so it's gonna be a couple of these. Whoa, and then I need to relax a little bit. Just cruising, having fun, enjoying the flight. Here. Stop! Yeah, stop the engines when you have that. And I need a little bit settle down from that. And concentrate. I'm just gonna do cruising a little bit. Oh boy. Oh, yeah. Holy monkey. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What was that? I think something is off. Anyway, that was fun. So one thing what is left is this. Whoops, not that. Well, that kind of. Forward loop. And I need to do it quite slow speed. So up, and then backwards, and then up. Yeah, I'm gonna do that also in between these trees. Even if there is quite a bit of stuff. Yep, that would have done it. But it's that branch, so I'm gonna have to do it a little bit more quick. Whoa! Oh, it is quite difficult, I would say. The drone is acting a little bit funny. So, it was a little bit too late with the throttle, but and now I've retrieved the drone. It is good to go. Let's go. Ooh. What? What was that? You know, when there's something off and you feel it, I don't see any reasons to carry on trying that, because it is, even if I feel like I could do it, but it just doesn't act normally. I think there must be something, that moisture what just went here, you know, when it was splashed. I think there might be something down here with the engines or something. And yeah, it just doesn't feel like it would normally fly like that. It's not, if I'm doing the spin, it's not supposed to go like that. Like, there's barely any wind. I would say it's maximum from 2 to 3 meters per second, and that's not how this should react. So I'm calling it for the day. Let this dry, thinking that there might be something there, and or here or somewhere. I'll just remove the battery, and when I'll get back at well, I'll be going. But I have in my bag, I also have these to moisture silica gel. So I'm just gonna put it here with the drone and hope that it does its magic. I'm gonna put it here somewhere and leave it be, because that was not something that it's usually doing. So I'm just playing it safe. Next day, there's gonna be another day for flying. You might wonder why I have car in the image and also this set. Well, as I'm now doing the episode 3, learning myself also how to do those tricks, and also showing you the process so that you can follow if you wish to. I have done quite a bit of training with the DJI Neo 1, and it was one sunny spring morning like this, and this happened to my Neo 1. I did fly it to the metallic electronic box, and well, funny thing is that if I would change those propellers, this would probably still fly just fine. With that drone, big part of litter would be gone, and you wouldn't be able to fly. I've seen these being chopped off, probably just because they have done the similar thing as I. So they have just decided to chop off all of the corners, and it still flies okay. Like, you know, you can change propellers and it will go. This is very simple drone, but I had DJI Care, and I used my refreshes last year, and this year I have still 2 left because I bought 2 years of refresh. Now I'm thinking a little bit like, should I have actually buy that for this too? But I think I'm just gonna refresh this myself with my own money once a year or once or 2 years. So that should be, I'm still saving some money. Anyway, so instead of me telling you boringly what's happened, I'm going to do a scenery where this thing has landed on deserted place, dangerous deserted place. And this drone is going to be flying around, and they notice smoke coming, maybe even fire. And then they will send in the guy with the nice little truck to rescue it. So this is what I'm preparing. And this is going to be completely different project. I'm going to do a video about that. So subscribe for this channel in order to see all of that working process, but also that cool video what I'm going to show. And of course, when I get this back from DJI, I'm going to be flying with this too, because it's nice to have 2 Neos that I can crash the way that I want. So subscribe, like, share this channel. Please help me out with this. It doesn't cost you anything, and I promise that what you will see is going to be fun. And you can look that with your friends, or with your children, or with your grandchildren, or with your, it is going to be that good. Let's get back into the video. So now that that car is out of the way, and you have seen some of those videos from the field, you do understand that there has been a lot of crashes involved with all of this learning. And that is part of FPV, unfortunately. This is probably also why there's not so many people flying FPV. But of course you can just fly it normally, cruising around, and then maybe do a trick or two, which are easy, and they could be also a good way to cut into something else. But the good thing is that my overall cruising has also changed. Of course you need to do a lot of cruising in order to get those things under the, hood here, so that it is kind of natural. Then you will start to probably risk a lot more of these things, but when it gets a little bit boring, then you will start to do more and more tricks. Then it's good to do bigger and bigger ones and do some thrills like what I have been doing here for several days, weeks, pondering timing and ideas and how I can do it. I can't really practice those in simulator. It's just not the same. Neo is so kind of underpowered that you need to just do them. Of course, it's good to learn those tricks in simulator first, that you will know what you are going to be doing. That is for granted. But then it's just time to really step it up and go out there and train them. Remember, do it at higher altitude first, then get lower and lower until the tree level, and also for the smaller trees and rocks and stuff like that. And then try them, but be very aware of your surroundings. Today I noticed that when I was flying, when the snow has been gone, there's a lot of these little twigs and branches and all that I, of course, did find, because I was just got so used to just fly through, and there has not been anything for months. So, of course, you need to explore and not just think that, oh, it's going to be fine. So, learn from my mistakes so that you don't need to do them yourself, and then you can do them yourself in your own way. But I promise you that even normal cruising is going to be so much more of fun after you have learned these simple tricks what I just shown you. Next one is going to be quite different, as I told you, but there's going to be short clips. I've been asked to try out lots. I will do that next. Short clips, short videos. There's going to be beautiful nature waking up and all that. me cruising with my RC cars in the nature, but also on my new tracks and all that. So please subscribe, share, like, comment. What would you like to see in combination? You can always ask things from me, that's like, of course. And I will try to answer the best that I can. And if you have something that you want me to try for you, let me know. I'll do a video of that. Not this kind of a long episode, but short 5-minute clip, 3-minute clips. See you in the next one. Have a great day.